if you're applying for jobs, you'll know one of the most frustrating things when it comes to sending out your CV is not receiving any feedback on it whatsoever. So if you're sending out your CV time and time again and you're not getting any replies from employers, then you're probably feeling really frustrated. So in this video, we just want to go over a few reasons why your CV might be being ignored and some ways that you can get employers to notice it. Now, employers receive a lot of CVs for pretty much every job advert that they post. So when they're getting lots of documents through, they don't have a lot of time to read through pages and pages of text. The employer is going to want to get to your key skills, your key qualifications and your experience as quickly as possible. And if they don't, they may get bored reading it. So one of the reasons your CV might be being ignored is because it's too long. So if your CV is over 2 pages long, then try and assess it and think of ways that you can reduce the length of your CV. So perhaps it's shortening your personal statement or career objective. Perhaps it's looking at the work experience section and only highlighting roles you've done that are relevant to the job you're applying for. So look at the length of your CV and try and make it as concise as possible. If your CV is littered with spelling mistakes, then not only is it going to make it look like you've rushed and you've not prepared your application very well, but it's also going to make it really difficult for an employer to read and understand your CV. So before you send out your CV, just double check that you are checking it for any spelling and grammatical errors and that you're sending it out word perfect. Now again, when employers receive CVs and cover letters, they don't have time to look through pages and pages of information to get to what they want. They want to pick up your CV and cover letter and find out straight away why you're the right candidate for them and why they should be inviting you to a job interview. So if your CV is badly designed or poorly laid out, then it can make the relevant information really difficult to find. So if you're putting your education in a random section, or you're hiding your qualifications, or you're not really highlighting the relevant job roles within the work experience section, the employer is going to get bored quite quickly and move on to the next CV. So assess your layout and design, maybe choose a CV template and try and make it look a bit different than the rest you're applying. Now, a key reason why your CV may be being ignored is because the employer just doesn't feel it's relevant to the role they're advertising. So if they're looking for specific qualifications, if they're looking for specific work experience, or if they're looking for specific skills and they can't find them on your CV, then it's quite likely that they're going to ignore it, move on to the next, and you may never hear back from that employer. And that simply might be the reason why. Now, if you've got the right qualifications for the role and the right experience, and you haven't included them on your CV, then you are really hindering your chances of securing a job interview with that employer. So the first thing you should do before you send it out is to sit down and assess what you've included in the CV, match it up against the job specification, make sure you look over what the employer is looking for, and try and really tailor your CV to the job role and make it as relevant as possible, because that's really going to improve your chances of getting your CV read.